Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zepp and welcome back to the channel. Today we are continuing our reaction to the Error album by The Warning. Today it is Kool-Aid We are reaching the end of the album, folks. Only 4 songs left to go. Really excited to get it finished because I want to be able to sit back and re-listen to a couple of the songs and kind of just let the album sit a little more, because I'm currently finding it very hard to predict where I should place this album, because a lot of the albums that I've reacted to so far are more concept albums that have an A to B, and if there is one in this album, which I don't believe there is, but if there is one, I'm completely oblivious to it. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments. But it's super interesting because I enjoy the songs. I kind of just have to go back and see whether or not I enjoy the pacing and etc, etc. But as we reach the end of the album here, I can't say that I'm thoroughly pleased with most of the songs that have been on the album so far. Now, before we get into this, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching my other videos, you know what this is about, but I have a little announcement for you guys. So yes, that is right. We have launched a limited edition hoodie. You can pick one up on the website. The link to that website is down in the description below. The limited edition Zepp Zone hoodie by the Flux Collection. Only 25 of them. Actually, I believe there's only, as of recording this, only 22 left. So they are beginning to go. I highly recommend you go and try and get one if you can. Now, they're not the most expensive hoodies out there in the world. Don't be worried. And again, if you use the code ZEPZone, you get 5% off on your order. And if you order this hoodie, it does help me out massively, and it's a really cool thing that you can get, because it's one of those limited edition hoodies where if I ever do make it on this YouTube or Twitch space, I'll be able to look and see that there's only 25 people in the entire world who have that particular hoodie. So I know you guys were with me right from the start. I really hope you do consider picking up that hoodie, and I also really do hope you consider subscribing. I know a lot of you people who watch reactions on YouTube don't normally subscribe to the reactor because they can react to other things that you're not interested in, and I would completely understand that, but it would help me out a lot if you do consider subscribing, because I do try and take requests. I'm actually thinking of setting up a Discord in future so that I can have a place where people can submit their requests and maybe have their requests bumped up if we do something like a Patreon, etc, etc. I'm trying to get back into this, trying to get into the flow of it. We're early stages yet in getting back into a routine with this stuff, so I'm not guaranteeing any of that's getting set up yet, but I'm trying my hardest, folks, trying my hardest. But ladies and gentlemen, enough of me rambling. Let's get into the song Kool-Aid Kids by The Warning. Okay.
Hey, you Kool-Aid kids, there's a traitor in our midst. Somebody's got a mind of their own. Hey, you Kool-Aid kids, remember things are soft through fists. Words will only make things worse.
Okay, I'm going to pause at the minute mark here. I've mentioned this about a couple of their songs before, but I could really hear Arctic Monkeys doing a cover or something like this. They sometimes just get that kind of rhythm about them where I could just, I picture Arctic Monkeys. I'm still in two minds about her voice on this song. I really enjoy her voice on the overall, but I think I've mentioned once or twice now that upon just listening more and more to them and trying to maybe not pick apart some things, but trying to understand maybe why I don't like some stuff from them as much as I'd want to, because not everything by The Warning I love by any means. And I think one of the things is sometimes with the songs that they write, I don't know necessarily if her voice suits them. Now, that could be just from a studio perspective, right? Listening to the live stuff, I may have a different opinion entirely. But this would be one of those instances where I'm not 100% sold on it yet. But I like the song. I like the rhythm. It's got a cool beat to it. A bit more of a mechanical vibe about it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so far. It's kind of dead center, not my favorite, not my least favorite, just enjoying it so far type of song. We'll continue on with it anyway.
It all until you choke. And it's sad to admit it's true that we find a way too easy to be cruel. 'Cause fear and regret go hand in hand, but that's what it means to be human. A raise of a glass, and we drink it all again. Hey, you Kool-Aid kids, smile until you are dismissed. Happiness is not a choice.
Going to throw my last pause there. My last pause. So far, not a fan of the chorus. I don't really like the lyrical flow of it. You know, and I'm only being honest on what my personal opinion is here. You know, because I've always been that honest. I've sometimes been overly critical, but one thing I've always tried to maintain is honesty. And again, I like the beat. I like what the instrumentation is doing, but lyrics and vocals, for this song in particular, not sold on them. Not sold on them yet. But we'll play it through to the end, and I'll give you my final thoughts.
Hey, you Kool-Aid kids, you are never to resist. You belong, you are the void. And it's sad to admit it's true, that we find a way too easy to be cruel. 'Cause fear and regret go hand in hand, but that's what it means to be human. A raise of a glass, and we drink it all again. We drink it all again. Down your cup so we don't drown. Another drink, another round. Down your cup so we don't drown. Another drink, another round. Down your cup so we don't drown. Another drink, another round. Down your cup so we don't drown. And we drink it all again.
I like the harmonies they're doing there.
We drink it all again. We drink it all again. We drink it all again.
Like the layering. That layering is nice there on the vocals. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Kool-Aid Kids by The Warning. Interesting, that one. I have a feeling people aren't going to like my reaction to this, and I understand, because I've been critical on this one. I've been more on the critical side. It's one that has a few elements I really like and a few elements I dislike. So it all culminates in something that to me is just something I like. It's in the middle. I like it. I dig it. It will go on a playlist 100%, but far from my favorite. Which is a shame because of if the elements that I disliked were there and there wasn't things that those things I didn't like as much were there, I'd 100% have this as one of my least favorite songs from them. But equally, if you'd taken out some of the elements I disliked, like the flow of the lyrics at times, especially in the chorus, I think they were quite fine in the verses, but on the chorus I don't like the flow of the lyrics at all. I think the song has quite a punchy feel to it. Sort of like, what was the one they did, Z. I think Z is quite a punchy feel, but the way the flow is with Z suits that punchy feel better. Even Money, which I know it's been a while since I listened to Money, but it had a nice kind of punchy flow to it, and the vocals and lyrics sort of accommodated that. I don't feel like they do as much in this one. But if you'd gotten rid of that and kept the bits I do like, which is the punchy aspect of it, I think you'd have then one of my favorites. It sort of really just teeters on the edge of both sides for me, which is why I just say it kind of sits in the middle. Look, again, if that was like the worst song off an album, you know, you're not doing too bad. But I think for me, that is definitely on the lesser side in comparatively to the rest of the album. I can't remember what the songs left that I've heard. I think it's only Martha Rio that I have heard before, and I remember liking that one. Got Revenant and Breathe left. If you finish this out with a strong final three, this is a whopper of an album, because to have Evolve, Era, and Z, and 23 being something retrospectively looking back on, I actually did quite like. Money and a More maybe not being my favorite, but then Disciple, Choke, and Animosity, you have a strong album here. And again, having a strong album with 14 or well, what, 13 main songs, to have what, 9 or 10 of them be bangers, which I would say that was what we're hoping for. We got like Disciple, Choke, Animosity, bangers. Money and a More, I'm not really sold on. Evolve, Era, and Z, bangers. 23, I would just about put that into the banger category. So we're already sitting there on 7. Martha Rio, I'm pretty sure, is a banger, so preemptively going to put that at 8. So if we have a good Revenant and Breed, we have 10 bangers, which puts this as like a top tier album of good songs. So we'll see. We'll see if that is the case. But Kool-Aid doesn't hit it for me. It will be in the bottom 3 in my opinion when it comes to this album. Of let's call it an album of 13 songs, where we have currently 8 out of 13 that to me are really good. But ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to leave it for this one. I've been Zepp. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you back in the next one as we hit the final 3 from this album. Let's see how it goes. I'll see you then, folks. Peace.